never did have much of a jump shot. Better stick to broadcasting. I've been involved in sports just about all my life, either as an athlete or for the last 27 years as a broadcaster. And though these two vocations take completely different skills, there is one thing they both depend on: excellent vision. For over 50 years, Friends for Sight has been committed to promoting eye safety and healthy vision. They estimate that over 2 million eye injuries occur each year in the U.S., and every injury carries with it the risk of vision impairment or complete blindness. How important is eye safety? Well, you just have to ask. How important is your eyesight?
My eyesight is priceless.
I mean, there's no monetary value on it.
My sight is very important to me because it allows me to see and to experience life more fully.
It's pretty essential. I mean, it's how I be able to perceive the beauty of the world visually. I mean, if I listen to music, I can hear it, but if I see it, then it means a lot more to me.
Well, my eyesight is one of the senses that I count on to be able to do what I do every day. To drive a car, to be able to get to work, to see my family.
I would say eyesight on a scale of 1 to 10 is solid 10.
I think this is something so important that you don't really realize how important it is until you lose it.
Friends for Sight estimates that vision problems from disease and accidents cost the economy over $50 billion a year. But here's the good news. Over 90% of all eye accidents can be avoided with a little common sense and the proper eye protection. This may come as a surprise, but one of the most dangerous places for your eyes? Right here at home. Over 125,000 eye injuries that happen at home end up in a trip to the emergency room. It's really not surprising when you consider how much time we spend here. And for small children, home is the most common environment for eye injuries. Friends for Sight has a few suggestions for protecting children from eye injuries. Teach children not to run with forks, knives, pencils, combs, or toothbrushes. Keep detergents, cleaning supplies, nail polish remover, mouthwash, and cosmetics in locked cabinets or up and out of children's reach. Their hazardous ingredients are not only poisonous, but can cause blindness if rubbed in the eyes. Keep clothes hangers in the closet and not laying around. Keep nails and other pointed tools like screwdrivers out of children's reach. And always keep children away from work areas where power tools are used. These suggestions seem basic, but a little common sense always goes a long way to keeping our children safe. The garage is another location where accidents can happen quickly, whether you're working on your car, motorcycle, or other machinery. Anytime the grease, gasoline, cleaning chemicals, or dirt has the potential to find its way into your eye, safety glasses are a must. Anyone who drives has probably experienced a dead battery. One of the most dangerous things you may have done and didn't even know it is jump-starting your car. Every year, hundreds of car batteries explode, showering sulfuric acid into the faces of unsuspecting victims. Now, these injuries are always serious and often end in blindness. So when you're jump-starting a dead battery, here are a few things Friends for Sight wants you to keep in mind. First, always read and understand your car's safety procedures for jump-starting a dead battery. Those can be found in your owner's manual or from the eye safety section on the Friends for Sight webpage at www.forsight.com. Make sure to jump-start your vehicle in a well-ventilated location. Make sure the vent caps are on tight and level. Never lean over the battery. Keep ignition sources like cigarettes away from the battery at all times. Always shield your eyes when working near the battery, and always wear splash-proof safety glasses when jump-starting your car. And finally, never jump-start a dead battery if you're not certain how to. It's safer to find someone knowledgeable to help you out. Remember, if you're working with power tools of any kind like saws, lawnmowers, power blowers, weed trimmers, you name it, safety glasses are a necessity to keep debris out of your eyes. These can't do the work for you. They'll just make it a whole lot easier and safer to get the job done. Every day, 1,000 workers suffer an eye injury on the job, and out of those, around 250 lose their sight. Some just temporarily, others permanently. Those are scary odds. You have two eyes, no spares. In today's workplace, there's no excuses for taking chances. There's many different types of protective glasses and shields that are designed specifically for your kind of work.
You think it's never going to happen to you, and if you break your leg, those things are fixable. If you break your arm, those things are fixable. If you get a scar, we can do a pretty good job sewing that up. If you lose an eye, that's something you're going to have to deal with for the rest of your life. And it's got one eye, limits your peripheral vision, limits some of the things you can do. Two eyes, I think that would be my greatest fear in life, is to be blind, to lose my vision, because everything else that I enjoy would be gone.
All it takes is one split second and your life is changed forever. It's simple. These don't do any good in your pocket. They only work right here. You know, the last thing you want to hear at high school is, "Hey, be careful, you could poke an eye out." But it's true. Well, you may not poke an eye out, but more than a few classes had the potential for vision hazards. You know, organic chemistry and the inner workings of an automatic transmission, well, they sound complicated, but avoiding eye injuries and protecting your vision is very simple. Here's a list of some of the classes that pose the most potential for vision hazards. The sciences, where you'll be performing experiments in handling chemicals. Industrial trades like wood and metalworking, welding, carpentry, and auto mechanics. Home economics and commercial food preparation, where you're frying foods and using chemical cleansers. Stagecraft, where you construct sets with power tools and hang lighting fixtures. And lastly, if you have a role with the maintenance or custodial services at your school, you may be operating floor buffers and working with cleaning chemicals and solvents. Friends for Sight encourages you to be informed on safe classroom procedures and work practices. Your teacher or supervisor will instruct you on those. If they forget, make sure you ask about them. Don't be afraid to take responsibility for your own vision safety. Remember, no spares. Sports safety has improved over the years, much like this helmet. But Friends for Sight knows we still have a long way to go when it comes to protecting our eyes while playing sports. There's over 100,000 sport-related eye injuries every year. Almost 14,000 of those result in permanent vision loss. This may be hard to believe, but baseball and basketball account for the largest number of accidents.
The people that don't wear appropriate headgear as well as eye protection when they're bull riding, playing football, riding motorcycles, riding ATVs, just one after another, when we see these devastating injuries that despite our best efforts usually result in some damage and less than perfect results. And despite the great advances in this field and advances in our field, blindness is not correctable. Blindness is preventable but not correctable.
And another thing, when you're out after the big game, sunglasses with specific UV protection not only makes you look like a star, they protect your eyes from harmful ultraviolet rays that are responsible for causing eye diseases like cataracts.
Greg, how's that font size? Readable?
You know, looks real good. Maybe a little larger. Right there. Thank you. And that reminds me, Friends for Sight recommends visiting an eye care professional like an ophthalmologist or optometrist every 2 years for an exam. You know, it's critical for maintaining good eye health. They can detect eye diseases like glaucoma and cataracts, along with checking your regular vision. You know, making healthy vision a priority when you're young will help you avoid problems a little later in life.
All right, stand
there,
by.
I told you it'd be simple. And another reminder that 90% of all eye injuries can be avoided with the proper eye protection and a little common sense. I have to go to work.
3, 2.
And hi, everyone. I'm Craig Bullerjack. Another busy day in the world of sports. Let's get you started up.
I think dealing with youngsters with things you can't correct is the toughest part of the job. And when we've got one here that's 90% preventable by wearing glasses, I'd rather talk to people about this than operate on the other 90%. I don't need this kind of surgery in my practice. I'd be happy to have none of it.